My love affair with spices began once I really got into cooking. I've always wanted to keep things natural, and I discovered that spices have a way of adding tons of flavor to otherwise boring foods. The best part? They're pretty much calorie free. They make food delicious by adding depth of flavor. On top of that, they're an amazing source of antioxidants. They boost metabolism, they even improve health. In a perfect world, we could all be living in the ideal climate to grow herbs year round, like my mother in Florida. Here in Northern Ontario, my herb garden is awesome for 3 months of the year. Then back to this. So in the house we go, and let's focus on dried herbs to keep things simpler. Oh, wait, first, speaking of herbs, even if you can't grow them outside in the winter, you could keep fresh herbs in the refrigerator. Fresh herbs add so much extra flavor, they're next level cooking. But please do not heat the fresh herbs. Just cut them up and add them at the end of cooking. No heat. Just put the lid on, stir them through, that's all it needs. So, do I have you convinced you want to add spice to your life? Well, if you only want to keep it simple and get the basic 10 spices, these are my recommendation. The first two, onion powder and garlic powder, they go hand in hand. These are literally ground onions and garlic. They're awesome for flavoring sauces, scrambles, potatoes. The next two, paprika and smoked paprika, are very different even though they're from the same plant. The regular one has a sweet edge to it, while the other is smoky. Great for flavoring sauces, soups, pasta, lots more. The next two, thyme and oregano, are both on the peppery side. Thyme adds a spicy pepperiness and oregano a sweet pepperiness, if that makes sense. Dill is one of my favorites. It adds that garden freshness, it gives food a country edge. I just love this in salad dressings, actually in salads, in grains like quinoa salads. Cumin is an earthy, super flavorful spice that screams Indian cuisine. It's great in curries, with potatoes, tofu scrambles, basically anything Indian. Cayenne is to add spice. It is super potent. And cinnamon is to add sweet. It's super potent as well, in a sweet way. And here are my recommendations for spice blends, my top 5 spice blends. I'll put the link below for these awesome charts by Vegan Street that say which spices and flavorings go with which kind of cuisine.
You want to come into my kitchen? I'll show you how I organize my spices and maybe give you some ideas. Actually, I'm taking this opportunity to clean up my spice drawer and refresh everything. So I have all my spices in this drawer.
Let's get this all cleaned up. I like things all clean and organized, so I decided to make some labels on my printer. Oh yes, I have to tell you about this bin. All my extras go in a bin. So when my jars need refilling, it's easy to find my extras. I use a funnel so to make less of a mess, and a chopstick to poke things through. So here's the top 10 spices all neatly labeled and cleaned out, and the top 5 spice mixes. In my drawer, I keep all the spice blends together and all the single spices together in alphabetical order. How are you going to organize your spices? I'd love to know in the comments below. So just a few other things I thought I should cover about spices. If you have some spices that you don't use a lot, but you still would like to have for certain recipes, keep the whole kinds. They'll keep a lot fresher. Freshly ground spices are ideal. However, it does take more work, as you can see here.
So thanks for clicking that like button and subscribing to my channel. So until next week, where I'll be showing you what I eat in a typical day. I eat high carb, low fat vegan, so that's what works for me. So I'll show you what that looks like. Till next time.
Small Town Vegan. living and thriving as a plant eater in a small town.